Hello, and welcome to Behind the Spires, the official podcast of the City of Frederick. I'm Molly, here with Lance, and we're both members of the city's public affairs team. Each week, we bring you clear, factual updates straight from city meetings, departments, and official sources.
In 15 minutes or less, we cover what you missed, what's happening now, and what's coming up next, so you can stay informed about your local government without sitting through every meeting.
Clear, direct, straight from the city. Links to everything we mention are in the episode description. So, let's begin. Here's what you missed.
We'll start with the biggest item in city government this spring. The fiscal year 27 budget is official. On May 28th, City Council adopted Mayor O'Connor's proposed budget, capping 2 months of department presentations, workshops, and public comment.
And it all came down to 3 votes: the fee schedule, the property tax rate, and the budget itself. And all 3 passed 6-0. The headline numbers: a $182 million general fund and a $293.7 million total operating budget across all funds. And there's no tax increase. The real property rate for homeowners holds flat at 70.55 cents per $100 of assessed value, and the business personal property rate stays steady as well.
I'm not great with numbers, but I'm glad we got that all captured there for you folks.
We got through it.
The budget keeps funding the services residents count on every day: police, public works, utilities, engineering, parks, housing, and human services, among others, and continues investments in street maintenance, traffic calming, FEMA, levy, certification, and new park signage and wayfinding. It also funds affordable housing professional services, expanded neighborhood engagement, new legislative and land use policy positions, and partnerships with community organizations including Family Connects, Centro Hispano, Heritage Frederick, the Golden Mile Alliance, and my favorite, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Gotta love Dolly Parton. It also includes staff and support for the City Council, including funding for ombudsperson services. In a joint statement, Mayor O'Connor and Council President Diaz called it the result of a collaborative process built on conversation, partnership, and compromise, and said the real work now is delivering on those commitments so residents see the impact across the community. The FY27 budget takes effect July 1st, and the full document is at frederickmd.gov/FY27 budget.
At the first June City Council public meeting, the night opened with a Pride proclamation marking June 4th as Frederick Pride Day, presented to the Frederick Center. Executive Director and State Delegate Chris Fair accepted it and noted that Frederick's Pride celebration is now in its 14th year. He also recognized Council member Peter Brem as the city's second openly gay elected official.
And the Frederick Center came out in droves to accept that proclamation.
They did. It was a packed house that night.
And that connects to something we really want to shout out. On June 2nd, the city hosted a Pride Month cultural connection at City Hall, a celebration of pride through the arts. Councilmember Peter Brem gave the history of drag, State Delegate Chris Fair walked through the history of the pride flag, and drag performer Ivana Wrights gave a performance. If you missed it, there's a recap video on the city's YouTube channel, link in the description.
It was very informative. I learned a lot. And of course, we've had some notable elected officials walk the catwalk that night, so check it out.
Yes.
Back at the June 4th meeting, Council approved new playgrounds at Staley and Willowdale parks, replacing equipment from the 1990s. They also approved up to $395,000 to certify the Carroll Creek levee, which could affect nearby flood insurance costs, plus 5 replacement trucks, a citywide count of street signs, and a new police firing range target system that's fully paid for by the FBI.
1990s, when you said it, sounds so long ago, but to me, it's last decade.
I know.
A few things are still in motion. Council postponed a pension change for part-time employees and sent it to a workshop, and introduced 2 items for a later vote: annexing about 9.8 acres on Winpenny Drive and new taxicab rules that would lower permit fees and extend permits to 2 years.
In the night's most debated vote, Council unanimously rejected a change tied to the Wren Quarter development that would have left large mixed-use developers set their own building schedule instead of the city's. The Planning Commission had opposed it 4-0, and residents worried a developer could build a profitable housing first and leave the promised stores unbuilt. Several council members said their bigger concern was developers rather than the city, shaping land use rules. McCurdy Field is officially back, folks. On June 3rd, the city held a ribbon cutting at the historic field on South Jefferson Street. And instead of a standalone event, they folded it right into a youth baseball game. How fitting for that field. So the players and families already in the stands got to be part of the event. It caps the field's first major renovation in more than 30 years. Here we go again, 30 years, common theme. Laser graded turf, about 97,000 square feet of fresh Kentucky bluegrass sod, a new irrigation system, and new bleachers.
The short program before the first pitch featured Parks and Recreation Scott Giese on the field's history, plus remarks from Mayor O'Connor and Council President Diaz. And then they handed the scissors to the kids, inviting young players up to help cut the ribbon. McCurdy opened back in 1924 and has hosted everyone from the Philadelphia Athletics to the Frederick Keys. So it was a fitting way to pass a piece of Frederick history to the next generation of players.
Much longer than 30 years.
Correct.
One last recap from the Historic Preservation. The Historic Preservation Commission wrapped up a busy May. Among the decision, commissioners declined to designate the 1850 stone ice house at Cluster Spires Golf Course, voting 4-2 against and calling instead for a regional study of similar structures. And the Baker Park gazebo won full approval for a rehabilitation that will improve accessibility, add seating, and restore it to its gathering place glory, a project championed by the Friends of Baker Park. That's what you missed. Here is what's happening right now.
Some great news for the environment. Frederick is now a bee city. The city of Frederick and Frederick County have each been designated Bee City USA communities, joining a national network committed to protecting pollinators.
The designation is a formal commitment to conserve native pollinators using native plants, protecting nesting sites, and cutting back on pesticides. It matters more than you might think. Pollinators are responsible for about a third of the food and drink we consume, and crop pollination is valued between $18 to $27 billion a year nationally. Mayor O'Connor said it reflects the city's commitment to sustainability and that small actions by governments, businesses, and residents can add up to a lasting impact. So that's what the buzz is all about.
And you can be a part of it. Even small spaces, a patio, a balcony, a schoolyard, a community garden can become pollinator habitat. The city's Bee City page has resources, and it will post volunteer opportunities and educational events as they come up. The link is in the show description.
Next, an annual report worth knowing about. The city has released its 2025 water quality report, also called the Consumer Confidence Report. It's the yearly snapshot of where your drinking water comes from, how it's treated, and how it measures up to federal standards.
Frederick continues to provide a safe, reliable, high-quality water supply, and this report is how the city stays transparent about it. You can view and print it online. There's a Spanish version also available, and if you'd like a printed copy mailed to you, just call 301-600-1681. Link is in the show description.
And from our own channel, if you want to go deeper on a city project, well, check out the latest Behind the Spires episode featuring DPW project manager John Whiting on the complete redesign of Hill Street Skate Park.
It's a major upgrade for Frederick's skate, BMX, scooter, and rollerblade communities. The city partnered with the world-renowned designers at Gridline Skate Parks, and community input is shaping features like skatable art, accessibility, and flow, plus a brand new pump track and revitalized fields. Jonathan walks through the design-build process, the federal grant funding, and long-term maintenance plans. And as a bonus, there's never-before-seen footage of Tony Hawk skating at Hill Street back in 2011.
I wonder who got that footage.
It might have been our very own Lance.
I got the call that morning that Tony Hawk was in town, and I grabbed my camera, got to the site, and it was a packed house. So hopefully with this new skate park, we have just as big of a crowd to celebrate the occasion.
Absolutely, and that's how long Lance has been with the city. You can find all of that at the city's YouTube channel, link in the description.
A couple more things to see and do around town right now. Over at City Hall, the Art in City Hall program is showing the Continuing Bonds quilt. 30 quilt blocks created by members of Living Through Loss, a local grief community for parents and families who have lost a child to substance use disorder or overdose. Each block honors a loved one and represents a bond that continues. It's a moving exhibition, and it's at City Hall all this month.
And Celebrate Frederick has 2 free series running all summer at the Baker Park Bandshell. The summer concert series is on Sunday evenings through August 30th. Shows start at 7 and run about 90 minutes, with everything from rock and soul to country, Motown, bluegrass, and hip-hop. And for the kids, Summerfest Family Theater runs Thursday mornings at 10, 45-minute shows with some of the region's best children's performers, clowns, magicians, musicians, and puppeteers, running through mid-August.
Both are completely free. At the concerts, there's a sign language interpreter at every performance, and you're encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item for the Frederick Community Action Agency's food bank. It's about as good as free summer programming gets, folks. Full schedules are at celebratefrederick.com. That's what's happening. Here's what's happening up next. The big one on the calendar is the City of Frederick's hosting its first ever Juneteenth community celebration. It's Friday, June 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Mullenix Park. Free and open to everyone.
Juneteenth marks June 19th, 1865, the day enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas, learned of their freedom more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. This inaugural city-hosted event celebrates Black history, culture, and community with food trucks, local vendors, community resource booths, family-friendly activities, entertainment, and a short program featuring remarks from city officials and community leaders.
Mayor O'Connor said, hosting it for the first time is a chance to recognize struggle and resilience, but also the joy, culture, and contributions of Frederick's Black community, and to recommit to building a city where everyone belongs. More details, including vendors and organizations, can be found on the city's website. Questions, you can contact event manager Gerard Bowens with his email and phone now listed in the show notes.
And you might have noticed a new mural on West Alsine Street, celebrating the legacy of Frederick County's first high school for Black students. The mural at 168 West Alsine Street pays tribute to the site next door at 170 West Alsine Street, where the county's inaugural formal high school for Black students opened its doors in 1920. The mural features large-scale depictions of 3 trailblazers in the school's history: John Brunner, Maurice Reed, and Esther E. Greenidge. The City of Frederick and the Mountain City Elks Lodge No. 382 will host a special ceremony unveiling of a commemorative plaque. This will take place right before the Juneteenth community celebration at 10 a.m. at the mural's location.
It's going to be a great day, 2 big events. 2026 is a milestone year, the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and Frederick is celebrating all year. There's a full USA 250 slate ahead, including the Silver Vox Film and Musical Festival downtown in mid-June, and celebrate Frederick's big Independence Day celebration, Frederick's 4th, at Baker Park on July 4th, with 2 stages of entertainment and fireworks. Hey, you may even find us at the event, interviewing folks and hosting our second live podcast.
So we'll see you there. And here's a chance to write yourself into the history. The city's Art and City Hall program is opening a USA 250 exhibition called Frederick's Shared Future. Postcards and video responses from residents sharing their hopes and dreams for Frederick's next chapter. It opens with a public installation and reception at City Hall on Tuesday, June 24th from 5 to 7 p.m., and it's on display through July 31st. You can still add your voice, fill out a postcard online, or pick one up in the lobbies of City Hall, the William Talley Rec Center, Weinberg Center, and Visit Frederick. Afterward, the postcards go into a time capsule to be opened in 50 years. Links for that in the description.
I hope to be there. And looking a little further ahead, the Cultural Connection series continues with a Disability Pride Month celebration at City Hall this July. It's another chance to gather, learn, and celebrate community. We'll share more as the date gets closer. And as always, you can watch all upcoming public meetings live or on demand and find agendas at frederickmd.gov/publicmeetings.
So that's your update. What you missed, what's happening, and what's next.
For full details and official information, visit cityoffrederickmd.gov. Thanks for listening to Behind the Spires.
We'll see you next time.